This Hulk is absolutely ridiculous. He's massive, covered in tiny details, and I'm about to find out if a brand new 3D printer can actually do him justice. Uniformation sent me their GK3 Ultra, so today we're putting it and my painting skills to the test.
What is it? What is it? What do we got?
After hauling this massive box in my house after FedEx delivered it and getting it down to the basement, and with a little help from my dogs, Peaches and Luna, I decided to get this thing set up and see what it could do. After getting it unboxed, I cracked open the instructions, did the very simple leveling test that turned out perfect. It's leveled from the factory. The interface is easy enough that even an old guy can do it, and it let me rename this printer appropriately. After finding out I was going to get this new big green monster, I knew the only model that would be appropriate to print on it first. So threw in a little bit of resin and got it cooking. Woke up the next morning and ta-da, I have a Hulk. This thing was about 4 build plates total to get it printed, which would have taken me probably 8 on my other printer. And everything turned out absolutely perfect. Welcome back to Old Painter Man. I am the Old Painter Man, and this is Painting with Old Painter Man. After getting this beast off the printer, cleaned up and cured, it is time to start in with the sanding. This Hulk model is from ZEZ Studios. It was sculpted by Christian Gomez and printed on the Uniformation GK3 Ultra. Once it's time to begin prep, I grabbed my Hozo Neo blade, cut off any supports that needed to be cut off, and then my Neo sander to sand off any remaining support marks. ZEZ always does an amazing job supporting their models. I do use the pre-supported file, because why wouldn't I? These things are amazing, and whoever they have doing their supports is a lot better at it than I am. All the pieces fit perfectly. I had absolutely no issues. The only gap I had to fill was the one on each arm, because I just didn't really like that seam line being there. Super glued it first, got it nice and tight, then grabbed the UV putty, stuffed it down in there, got it cured. We're ready to rock and roll. For the primer on Hulk, I used my Vallejo sand primer. I thought this would be a good starting point for the flesh tones. I think I used about 3/4 of a gallon to get them completely covered. Then went ahead and took care of this little seam on the base. This model doesn't have a lot of parts, which I'm always a big fan of. Just all the parts are really big. For painting the base, I just grabbed 3 different brown shades, a dark, a medium, and a light, splooshed them around all over the place, and then started blending it together with an old brush. I just do this for a little variation of tone. I typically start with the darker tones first and work my way up to the light. I just don't want it to appear like one big lump of brown. Once that all dried, mixed up a little brown oil wash, put that on there, and gave it a day to dry. While that was drying, I went ahead and base coated I think it's the Hulkbuster? Might be a little spaceship, I'm honestly not sure. But I base coated that in tungsten steel from Kaleido. From there, I grabbed 3 of my one-step paints because I know those are mostly going to be translucent. Put on a rust color, then a red, and then a purple. Did the rust as just kind of the mid-tone for everything, red just to give a little bit of variation of tone, and then use the purple for the shadow. Again, just to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. Since I have purple primer, I went ahead and primed the pants in purple and then used black on the base. From there, I grabbed that tungsten steel again and just started sponge chipping all the raised edges. I'm just trying to go with the direction of the creases, just something to make them stand out a little bit. I don't want to go too heavy on this, but there is a lot of damage on this, so I want to make sure it looks appropriate. To do the sponge chipping, I'm just dipping the edge a little bit in that paint, blotting most of it off on a paper towel, and lightly applying it with a dabbing or a scratching motion on the model. Went ahead and picked out a few pieces that I thought might be some type of exposed metal or just a different color than the rest of it. Went ahead and brushed those in. And then I used a one-step paint to go over that to give a little bit of depth and pick out all the details. Once that was dry, I went ahead and mixed up a black oil wash. Ended up putting that on the majority of the model. I just put it in, that way it's gonna fall into all the little panel lines, give me again another variation of tone and make this thing look like it's been beat up really bad, because it has been from the looks of it. Hulk has definitely smashed. Smushed? Smishened. Smashed? Anyways, it's beat up real good. Took a little bit of that remaining black wash and put it underneath the smashed ship or whatever it is. In my head, the ground would be darker there, maybe from burn marks, maybe from something, I don't know, but I just made a little story up in my head and painted it accordingly. Put a blue base coat on the, I'm assuming, thrusters on the back, and then one other one on the front. I'll come back to these later. Then I just gave that thing a couple hours to dry and moved on to the pants. Pants were already primed in purple, so I just grabbed a purple one-step paint and covered the entire thing. This isn't the ideal usage for a one-step paint, but I had it, and so I used it. After that was dry, I grabbed a dark blue and started putting in all my shadows. I know that I'm going to be using dark blue on some of the shadows on Hulk, so I want to carry that same blue tone throughout the entire model so it looks cohesive. I'm just following the seams and the undersides of the folds and wrinkles, and anywhere that I think isn't going to be in direct light. From there, I take a slightly lighter purple and hit all the little folds and wrinkles on the middle of them to establish a bit of a mid-tone. Then I just go through and start defining all the muscles. Once I was happy with that, I grabbed a makeup sponge and a slightly lighter purple and just went through and hit the top of a bunch of those folds and wrinkles and anywhere that I thought needed a little bit more highlight. Makeup sponges are great for getting blends. It's kind of a lot like dry brushing, but not at all. You don't want to put too much paint on it, and that's like the one part you can screw up. Speaking of screwing up, no problem. Don't panic. Grab a brush, get it wet, wipe it off there real quick. Acrylic paint's going to take a little bit of time to dry. I wouldn't wait, 15, 20 seconds, but a few seconds is no big deal. You do have time to wipe it off. Took the yellow green that I'm going to be using here in a couple minutes to paint Hulk and went ahead and painted all the skin showing through on his jeans. Then there are a few little remnants of shirt sticking out of his pants. Went through with a bone, an ivory, and then a bright ivory just to give those a little bit of shape and dimension. Now I take an even brighter purple, get a bunch of the seams and stitching, and all the little frayed edges just to kind of give them a little bit more definition and make them stand out. I'm not trying to go real bright here, and I'm not trying to use a lot of paint, so just a little bit and just enough again to differentiate those edges to give the model a little bit of definition. It's time to start base coating the Hulk. Pro Acryl Yellow Green was the perfect color for me, and that's what I used for the overwhelming majority of this model. I just go through, sprayed on a couple coats of it, made sure it was pretty much even, and yeah, I was already happy with the way he was looking. Then I took a shadow flesh and a red, mixed them together, and I start hitting the underside of the muscles and defining the muscle groups. I want to hit the deepest areas, like the armpits, really, really heavy, and everything else just kind of glaze it on a little bit. I used red and shadow flesh on this because I don't want to use like black or a darker green. I'm trying to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. So, but the shadow flesh and that dark red, it's gonna be a complementary color or a contrasting color to the green. Thank you so much to all my supporters at Patreon. You guys are great. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on. If you would like to help support the channel, please check out Old Painter Man on Patreon. We've got a great little community going on over there where people are helping each other. It's really cool. I put a few updates on there that I don't put anywhere else. I released the videos there a day early, and I just started putting up the color palette of the exact colors that I use throughout the video. So that's gonna be something else I'm adding for the patrons. So again, if you'd like to help support the channel, please check it out. Red is gonna be a complementary color to green, so it has a really strong contrast. That way I can put that in the shadows and it's going to darken it and make it look different, but then at the same time, not be boring. Just trying to define all the muscle groups here, hitting the bottom, everything that is facing down, essentially. For this, I had to keep in mind the pose of the Hulk also. He's in a very dynamic pose here, so I have to keep checking to make sure that the right areas are facing down and up for when I highlight and shade it. The way to think about defining these muscle groups, if you have a horizontal area and then a vertical area right next to it, you would shade the vertical area, leave the horizontal area alone. And if you're not sure which one to do, just do whichever one looks cooler. That's what I do. Then I took a very thinned down purple one-step paint and just go through the darkest areas of these shadows. Then I go back through with that yellow green and start blending everything together. This gives me a good idea where I'm at and where I need to go with highlights and shadows from here. So I mix a dark green and a dark blue together and really start reinforcing those shadows quite a bit. I noticed that I wanted quite a bit more contrast than what I had at this point, so I had to go with a much more drastic step. Huge thank you to ZEZ Studio for supplying this model. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love your pre-supports. I love your models. I want to paint a whole bunch more of them. Thanks again. You guys are awesome. Huge thank you to Brute Squad Entertainment for supplying me with the entire second set of one-step paints. If you find yourself in the Kansas City area and you need magic cards, action figures, Warhammer stuff, paint, hot toys, if it's cool and it's nerdy, they've probably got it. So if you find yourself in the Kansas City area, go to Brute Squad Entertainment, ask for Johnny, and tell him Old Painter Man sent you. After getting the shadows done, I realized I needed to bring my highlights up a little bit brighter. So I used that same yellow green that I used for most of the skin and mixed a little bit of ivory in with it. And here I'm just kind of defining the shape of the muscle, trying to get the striations in the pec, things like that. Just the tippy top uppermost areas. And even then, I'm trying to concentrate this mainly from shoulder to shoulder. I want this to be a little bit brighter to really draw your attention towards his face. For the veins, I didn't want to go too dark. Hulk has green blood, so it didn't make a lot of sense if I was going to put like blue veins on him because it's green. His veins should be green. It should all be green. So I just added a little bit of blue to that yellow green, just give it a slight variation and lightly brush that over. For the fingernails, I used the same highlight mixture I used from the skin and painted in the details of the fingernails. And then I took that same shadow color that I used on the skin and painted in the inside of his mouth and started painting his eyebrows and hair. Then I grabbed the yellow green that I used to highlight the skin and went through and reinforced the highlights on the face. I'm just trying to really get his expression here to give him that awesome menacing look that makes the Hulk so cool. This is just highly reduced paint and about a million little itty bitty brush strokes. For the eyes and the teeth, I went in with ivory. Then went back in and picked out a few more details around the eyes. For the eyes, I couldn't really get a great camera shot because I had to hold it at a really goofy angle to get it because that brow hangs down so low. But I do have a whole video on doing eyes. You can go check that out to get an idea of how I normally do it. I did use a very bright yellow in the iris area, and then I covered that up with a fluorescent green to really make those eyes super piercing. Remember the way his eyes looked on the old Hulk TV show back in the 80s, and I was trying to mimic that. Little dots on the pupils using that same shadow color that I used on the skin with just a tiny bit of black mixed into it. I noticed there's still all these awesome wrinkles all over the model, so I wanted to accentuate those a little bit and really make them stand out. So I used a brown oil wash and ended up going over quite a bit of the feet and the hands. Those are the main areas that I had those wrinkles. Of course, a massive thank you to Uniformation. They reached out to me and asked me if I wanted a printer, and I said yes, because I'm not crazy. This thing's absolutely amazing. Check out their website. They have their summer sale going on with all sorts of discounts on resin, printers, combo deals, all sorts of good stuff. This thing has a crazy build quality. It's made really, really well and has a bunch of extra little features like a really bright light, which is great for my very old eyes. And also there's a little place you could put your build plate while it's dripping. I love that. It just drips the extra resin back into the vat. I think that's a really cool idea and everyone should do that. So again, huge thank you to Uniformation. It definitely gets the old painter man seal of approval. I have a little bit of a nerd dilemma on how to color this thing, because I know there's no red blood in the Hulk. It's all green, so you wouldn't really have any flesh colored bits like how you'd have on typical human skin. But I still wanted a variation of tone, like on the elbows and on the palm of the hands, the bottom of the feet, so that's why I thought brown would work out, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. All that was left was to put this little glow effect on the base, which is just blue and then a light blue, and then a quick dry brush with a light brown on the rest of the base. And there you have it, Hulk. This thing's so big, I can't really even get the whole thing in frame. It barely fit inside my light box, and I don't know. It's huge, it's awesome. I absolutely love how it turned out. Hulk has always been one of my favorite comic book characters, and this is probably my favorite rendition of him that I've seen so far. Amazing job to Christian Gomez. This is incredible. Thank you, ZEZ Studios, for making this amazing model and for letting me paint it. This is one I probably won't give away. I might, but probably not. This one's probably gonna live at my house. I might paint another one to give away because I like the Hulk so much I'll probably paint him twice. A massive thank you again to David at Crafts for Painting. Please check out his Etsy store. The link is down in the description. The paint organizers that he sent me here a while back have completely changed my entire operation. They save me so much time. And the way this modular system is, I can move it around however I want it. It's really, really cool. If you're struggling at all with paint organization the way that I was, please check out David Crafts for Painting over on his Etsy store. He has a YouTube channel as well that's also down in the description. Thanks again for watching. Should have a new video coming out next week. I got something pretty cool cooking in the new printer. I think you're gonna like it. But till then, get off my lawn.